So, g'day sheeples, let's have a look at another reaction video. Over the last 10 years I've been watching videos about people, tourists who come to the Philippines, and they talk about the street food, talk about the food in general. So, as someone who's lived here for 10 years straight and also been coming to the Philippines for 20 years, um, there's a lot of things that they don't say, a lot of things that I think people should know about. And just give you my opinion on some of these videos. I do like the videos, they're good fun. I like seeing the streets. I know these streets. I've walked them many a time. Even some of the vendors that I see on these videos, I've interacted with. I've actually bought from a lot of these people before. They even ask me, am I a YouTuber? And I go, no, I'm just a local. So yeah, let's have a look at this Filipino street food. 20 must try street foods in the Philippines. I'll pause the video when I've got something to say, but if not, make sure you have a look at this video, like and subscribe to the channel. They do good stuff, but let's get into it.
Soon, something you must try is the country's street foods. Filipino street foods are not just very affordable, but they're also very tempting and will definitely make you drool. You'll surely see street foods everywhere in the country since Filipinos' love for food is unparalleled.
Yeah, that is definitely accurate. Okay, so Filipino culture is all based on food. It's about being friends with people. Offering food is a way of showing love, showing that you care for someone. Even these street vendors will give you free food. If you look like you're sad, they'll come up and give you something, or even just for a photo, take a selfie with you. They'll make sure that you can eat, which is important. One of the biggest problems that's happening in the Philippines and most of Asia at the moment is traditionally it's to eat 6 or 7 small meals per day, and due to the Western influence of food, the more sugar, KFCs, McDonald's, that sort of stuff, Filipinos and other Asian nations are getting fatter. Mataba, which is Tagalog for fat. Okay, they're eating the Western food with the same habits that they're used to with their rice.
Choices for street foods in the Philippines is endless, and so we only included some of the most popular ones.
True. And like I said, make sure you go watch this channel.
Without further ado,
please subscribe.
here's the list of popular Filipino street foods you must try when traveling to the Philippines. Let's start with the very famous Balut.
Okay, so it's not Balut, it's Balut. Okay, you'll hear just 10 minutes ago, I just heard a guy coming down the street. They don't even say the part, they just say loot, loot, Balut. Okay, it's just basically egg. If you love eggs, it's just a really strong egg. You just got to get past the duckling, the ugly duckling. But there are a couple of different types. There's the 17-day-old, 23, 27-day-old, I think. They all have different names in Tagalog. I always stick to the 23.
This list wouldn't be complete without this partially developed duck egg embryo that is boiled and eaten from the shell.
Rich egg.
Many foreign travelers might be scared to try or think of this street food as gross, especially the embryo part, but it's actually a great exotic food, especially when seasoned with salt and vinegar. Balut is absolutely a must-try Filipino favorite street food.
Yeah, so if you're in the Philippines, this is a must-try. Just don't get the early one. The 17 one's a runny taste. It's not a very nice taste. You can get like sometimes there's like not really a yolky, but an early yolk taste, if you know what I mean. But yeah, if you love eggs, definitely have a go. Filipinos love doing this to foreigners, to give them the egg and take pictures, do TikToks, all that sort of stuff. yeah, so definitely give balut a try.
Another Filipino favorite street food is fishbowl.
Definitely.
These might be the cheapest street food you'll encounter around the streets in the Philippines, and they're also probably the most popular Filipino street food. Most Filipinos grew up eating fishbowls. These are made from fish meat, flour, cornstarch and flavorings which are deep fried and served or dipped in either sweet or spicy sauce. Besides fish bowls, kikiam, squid balls and chicken balls are also great Filipino street foods you must try. These street foods with Chinese origin are usually sold by the same street cart vendors that sell fish balls. Kikiam is a sausage-like dish that is made mainly from minced pork and chopped shelled prawns, while squid balls are made from squid, fish meat and flour. Chicken balls on the other hand are also made from the name itself, minced chicken as its main ingredient. All these are deep fried by the vendors on their food carts and are served with your preferred sauce, vinegar, sweet or a spicy fishbowl sauce.
Okay, so if you ever live in the Philippines or you worked in the Philippines, you'll know how excited Filipinos get about food. You've never seen an office erupt just because there's a pizza arrived or something like that. Same thing with these guys. So these guys come out about 5 o'clock and they push down the streets, even in the fancy places in Makati, Rockwell, that sort of stuff. And people just flock there. Filipinos crave food. So if they haven't had fish balls for a little while, everybody will go down there and buy that. It's pretty bland stuff. Most of it just tastes like flour. You wouldn't know the difference between that chicken one or the pork one or the fish ball or the squid ball. It all tastes like flour. The only thing it's still okay, nothing wrong with it. I just don't like after it that there's 50,000 cups and skewers thrown on the ground and plastic bags. That's why I don't like it. If the guy picked them up, no problems, but he doesn't. He just keeps going. But yeah, pretty bland stuff. Just tastes like flour to me. The sauces, yeah, okay. Particularly the chili one. That's okay.
This next one is the Filipino version of the noodle soup, which is called mami in the Philippines. Though these are usually found at restaurants, they are also often sold around many streets in the Philippines. Mami comes with either pork, chicken or beef flavor. Lugaw is also a very
So mami is just basically noodles. Pretty basic stuff. Anyone in the West who's got like a cheap ass bloody 2-minute noodle, that's what it tastes like. Some of them are better, of course, if they got more meat in them, more prawns and that sort of stuff. But the ones on the street mainly are just pretty basic, just like a rice noodle or a thin noodle. Really weak soup. Nothing special there. Okay. I do like this though, the lugaw. Lugaw we just call congee. Okay, so it's basically I don't forget what the Chinese is called, but yeah. Just congee.
Popular Filipino food that is common on Philippine streets. This is a glutinous rice porridge which is simply flavored with patis or fish sauce and toppings like garlic.
Patis. Okay, this guy's got my pronunciation of Tagalog is terrible, but this guy's is horrendous. Patis is like a fermented fish sauce. There's a factory just down the road from me. Very famous. People come from all over Manila just to buy patis from them. Yeah, this is definitely go-to. I like congee. This is breakfast food. This is lunch food.
Chips, crushed
really
pepper
great.
and green onions.
Any style
when
of
lugaw comes with innards of either pig or cow,
nice.
it's called goto.
Lovely glutinous.
Another
fatty,
type of lugaw is the arroz caldo, which unlike goto, this rely heavily on ginger and comes with chicken meat. These are usually served with soy sauce, fish sauce and calamansi.
But again, you eat this stuff and an hour later you're hungry. Okay, so these are really basic snacky things. Okay, you don't get like a Western bowl where it's this big. You get a little bowl like this. I normally order 2 of these together. They come in plastic bags. You fill them up. That's the only way that I can fill up with lugao. But yeah, definitely, this is a really, really nice dish, and really nice when it's hot, which is great.
Next on our list is empanada. This is a type of fried or baked pasty filled with minced or chopped meat and other ingredients, which is popular in Southern Europe, Latin American countries, and a favorite snack and street food in the Philippines. Empanadas are also sold in some restaurants and at malls in the country, but are frequently sold as street food.
For someone who's actually lived in Cornwall, you'd get absolutely murdered if you called it a pasty. It's a pasty. Okay, but yeah, these things are really nice. I'm not big on Spanish food, but this is Spanish influence. There's some really famous places over in Quezon City. I don't know exactly, it's just near the university, UP Dillman. There's a couple of streets. There's a Lechon Street and there's an Empanada Street. And yeah, these are really nice things. I loved pasties in Cornwall. I love pasties in the Philippines. And the good thing about these things is they taste better the next day. And they're really hearty. They've got really great taste. Yeah, definitely try an empanada. Just don't do one at 7-Eleven. Do one, go to an actual empanada place. But yeah, very nice.
It's usually hot and humid year-round in the Philippines, and that's why they have sorbettas.
No, it's fucking hot all year round.
To beat the heat. This is commonly known as dirty ice cream in the Philippines. Sarbettas has now become a very popular Filipino ice cream, which are commonly sold by peddlers along the streets.
Alright, so if you're an ice cream lover or a sorbet lover, this is not the food for you. This is very cheap. I think they're about 10 pesos or 20 pesos for a cone. The cone's not very nice. It's basically an icy pole. So when I was a kid, they used to sell a toy where you mince up some ice and make like snow, and then you pour some flavor or coloring on top of it. That's basically all it is. Everything in the Philippines to do with milk or dairy products is not very nice. Okay, so if you're expecting a beautiful Italian sorbet, you'll be very, very disappointed with this. But again, if it's only 10 pesos or 20 pesos and you just want to cool down, want to get an ice cream headache, yeah, but it just tastes like ice and flavoring.
Here's one more famous summer dessert and street food in the Philippines. Halo-halo consists of various ingredients such as sweet fruits, coconut, ube, sagu or tapioca pearls and other ingredients that are mixed together, along with shaved ice. This is absolutely a must-try in the Philippines. They are mostly sold during summer, but are still always found everywhere in the country the whole year.
Okay, extremely popular here, halo-halo. Alright, restaurant quality food. Too sweet for me. I'm not a dessert person at the best of times, but yeah, I can understand why this is so popular. If you talk to Filipinos, like they have different ways of eating it, and they pick different tapioca first and then all that sort of stuff, but it's got a very similar icy taste. Okay, and I don't like that coconut cream, that cream that they put on top. It's a very sweet dish, but yeah, I can definitely see the appeal. Lots of Filipinos have this after a meal. Halo-halo, very, very famous here.
When you want a sweet street food snack to eat while in the Philippines, then you must also try turon. This typical Filipino snack and dessert is made of sliced bananas and brown sugar. It also commonly contains a slice of jackfruit, then rolled in spring roll wrappers and deep fried until golden and crispy.
Okay, so basically it's just old banana and chuck some sugar in it, chuck some jackfruit in it to give it a bit of sweetness. Again, I don't like it, it's too sweet for me. A lot of these foods are designed, or the recipes are to not waste food. So a lot of these are old bananas, like past their date bananas. But you can cover it up with sugar, flour, and some jackfruit, because all you can taste is the jackfruit. Again, I'm not a big dessert eater. Maybe one bite might be enough. But where we are now, we're in Divisoria. There's a lot of famous places that reuse old food. So just next to Divisoria is Tondo, and then you've got Smoky Mountain. That's where all the garbage and all the rubbish goes. So a lot of the people pull out all the scraps of the food, take it back, and then cook it, reconstitute it into something else. So just make sure whenever you're in Binondo, or you're at Divisoria or Chinatown, Tondo, make sure that you get it cooked in front of you, because it might have actually come out of the garbage. But yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not big on this banana one.
Lumpiang toge is also a must-try. This popular street food is also a spring roll recipe made from mixed vegetables with mung bean sprouts as its main ingredient instead of meat. This is one of the all-time favorite snacks of Filipinos, which is usually sold together with another favorite spring roll recipe, Lumpiang Shanghai, which is a mixture of ground meat and vegetables, then fried till it's golden brown.
It's just a spring roll. Okay, all of these are just basic spring rolls. Okay, Filipino recipes, they just add on the name. So you can get pancit Malabon, or pancit Shanghai, or pancit whatever. Okay, exactly the same. It's just a spring roll. Okay, it's just got some vegetable in it. If it's got a little bit of meat in it, they just add something to it. It's just a spring roll. Changes sizes. They're very nice. Okay, nothing wrong with them. In Australia, we just call that a mystery bag, because we don't really know what's in it. As long as it's got some vegetables and it tastes alright, that's all it is. Okay, but yeah, my mother-in-law makes some really nice lumpia. I don't know what she puts in it, but yeah, nice and tasty. Put some soy sauce, and yeah, great. Yeah, just a mystery bag. That's what I don't like about the Philippines. You've got salted fish there, or fermented fish, right next to your eggs, your vegetables, everything smells like that.
Cheese sticks are also a very affordable and delicious deep-fried street food snack filled with slices of cheese then wrapped in spring roll wrapper. These are served with a pink dip made from a mixture of ketchup and mayonnaise.
As I said before, anything in the Philippines to do with dairy is not quality. We just saw some cheese that lady was cutting up, that Ate was cutting up. It doesn't taste like cheese, it tastes like butter. Okay, so it's not, there's no abundance of cow's milk in the Philippines. The milk that they do use is half the time it's goat's milk, or it's Carabao milk. So yeah, anytime that you want to have something that's to do with dairy, you want milk, you want ice cream, cheese, yogurt, that sort of stuff, you have to get the imported stuff. And most of these vendors can't afford that. Okay, they live day to day. They make something, they sell it, they go feed their family, and then whatever they got left over, they buy their ingredients for the next day. So you'll be disappointed with those
When
cheese
in the
sticks.
Philippines, you'll also often encounter hawkers around the streets selling taho early in the morning. This is a classic Filipino sweet treat made from silken tofu and topped with tapioca pearls and sweet brown sugar syrup. This is one of the most popular dessert in the country that is enjoyed by Filipinos and is absolutely something to not miss.
Definitely something that you should try. So every morning, starting at 6 o'clock, that's all you hear on the street. Taho! Taho! Okay, my kids love this. It's lovely, it's nice and creamy, even though it's tofu. Okay, it's still sweetish, really nice breakfast. It's warm, which is great. You know, if you're a poor kid on the street and you got 15 pesos, you can go down and fill up your belly, get yourself ready for the day. But yeah, definitely try this. This is a really traditional Filipino food, and plus support the local guys. You know, it's hard work walking around with those with the stocks and with the two tins that they do. But yeah, great food, love it. Okay, I'm not a big breakfast eater, but definitely try that.
Tahoe also comes with other flavors like strawberry, which
I
are
haven't
only
tried
available in some
strawberry. I've
part of
never
the country.
tasted that one. I've never seen strawberry.
Another very famous Filipino street food is banana Q. Banana Q is a sweet treat made of deep-fried bananas coated in caramelized brown sugar and then skewered on sticks. Besides banana Q, you should also try the kamote Q, which is prepared in very similar way as banana Q, but with slices of kamote or sweet potato instead of bananas.
Okay, so the bananas are just sugar. Okay, too sweet for me. I can't even get anywhere near them. They sell them on the street. They sell cold ones. When you're in the middle of traffic, they come around and sell them. Like I said, they're just super sweet for me. The kamote ones, anything to do with kamote, keep away from it. Okay, if you're a lover of potatoes like I am, kamote is starchy, stringy, fibrous. It's not very nice at all, even if you cover it in sugar. Okay, you really have to cook that stuff forever to even get it to be edible. So yeah, anytime you see a dish with kamote in it, keep away from it. I think if you're a foreigner, you're going to be disappointed, especially if you've ever had an Idaho potato.
In many countries, male baby chicks are usually disposed of by hatcheries because they are considered an unwanted byproduct for egg production. But in the Philippines, male one-day-old chicks are deep-fried and are usually sold in malls and around the streets instead of being disposed of. The deep-fried one-day-old chick is also a popular Filipino street food that some would not dare to try, but it's actually a great exotic food, especially when dipped in vinegar or chili sauce.
Okay, you would never see that in a mall. Definitely find that in Chinatown, but it's Chinatown. You can find anything in Chinatown. Ever been to a Chinatown in China? You can find absolutely anything. I've never seen one-day-old chicks. I've eaten the 14-day-old ones. They're quite nice if you like chicken, which I do. They're nice and crunchy. They're deep fried so that you can eat the bones. You crunch on the bones. You get lots of stuff. But yeah, no, I've never seen that. But next time I do see that, I'll give it a try, because it probably just tastes like chicken.
One of the most iconic Filipino street food is isaw. This is either a barbecued pig or chicken intestines that are thoroughly cleaned before being boiled, marinated, skewered on a stick and grilled. This is another cheap, but very delicious and popular street food in the country.
Delicious? I don't know, but this is one of these foods that's particularly Asian. If you like it, you like it. It's a bit like Vegemite in Australia. Some people love it, some people hate it. I love it. But you've got to be brought up on this kind of food. The barbecue itself is beautiful. You can go down anywhere. There's one right on my canto on the corner, just here, 100 meters away. I can smell it now. Okay, they're barbecuing their pork and the beef and the chicken, and they have all different types of things. They've got manok, pa'a, chicken feet, the head, and yeah, they have the gizzard or the isaw. I don't like it. My wife doesn't like it. My eldest daughter hates it, but my youngest daughter loves it. So yeah, it's a particular taste. I have a golden rule: I don't eat anything that thinks, tastes, beats, pisses, shits. But anyway, yeah. So, but yeah, try it. I like it. But the barbecue, try the barbecue. Barbecue's super cheap, really nice and fatty, and you know, cooked on charcoal and just on the side of the street. You'll smell it everywhere, starting at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, great stuff. Get it into you. Just make sure it's cooked in front of you.
And lastly, here are 2 absolute favorite street food which you can find everywhere in the country. Tikneneng and Quack Quack are a beloved Filipino street food. These are hard-boiled eggs that are coated with an orange batter, then deep-fried until the batter is crispy. Only difference of the two is Quack Quack are traditionally made with duck eggs, while Tikneneng are made with quail eggs. These two are a very famous Filipino street food and are a very common merienda or snack in the Philippines. Besides those on the list, here are other great street foods you
definitely try them. They're really nice. I'm not, even though I'm a big egg eater, I'm not so big on the bigger ones. I like the quail eggs. I like quail eggs. They've got different tastes, they've got different texture, but you can't go wrong with those things. Again, it's not beer batter. It's like a floury batter, and it's also the oil. The oil tastes different. So I think they use canola oil. Most of them use canola oil. But yeah, they're great, especially when you just want a quick snack. I think they're like 6 pesos each or something like that. It's ridiculously cheap. I sat in, my car broke down one day, and I think I had about 100 of them.
You should try when in the Philippines. Some of these street foods are probably available in other countries, but trying them out in the Philippines, especially around the streets in the country, is an experience that will make your travel to the Philippines special and even more unforgettable. Support our channel by subscribing. Thanks for watching.
So yeah, there's a couple that they've missed. There's one that's sold just near me, which is an oyster in batter, and they are fantastic, and they're like 2 pesos each, and they are really nice. The mummy, there's a couple of really nice mummy places that just show up on the side of the road. It's a really famous lady just next to Aristocrat on Rojas. She only opens up her stall at 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So she only does truck drivers or paper boys or jeepney drivers. People are starting their work at 2 o'clock in the morning. But go down and try one of her beef mummies. It's just super. And the most important thing about this is that you're on the street and you're talking to the vendors. Okay, these aren't rich people. These aren't franchises. These are people that earn enough just to eat, and then go buy their ingredients and then push it down to the street and then sell it again and go through the same cycle again. So even if you don't like the food, it doesn't matter. You know, you're supporting them and supporting their livelihood. Lots of these people have got families and children to feed and schools and all that sort of stuff, and they don't make a lot of money. They can be there for 15, 16 hours a day, and if they're really lucky, they might make 300 pesos, $10. So yeah, it's not always about just the food. It's about supporting the local people. Instead of going to McDonald's and spending 600 pesos, you can go spend that 600 pesos on these people, and you'll actually change their life, which is what it should be all about. But anyway, like, subscribe. I hope you like the videos. If you've got anything to say, make sure you leave a comment. Got any questions about the Philippines? Quite willing to answer them. Ingat, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you again. Bye.